Hello today and welcome back. And I'm here with an update from people.com. So thank you all for tuning in. And if you're here for the first time, thank you. So first, I'm going to lay the groundwork with what we have been seeing in media. And of course, on social media, there has been a lot of spin and narrative, especially as the Sussexes have parted ways with Spotify. And we have had some outlets saying that Harry and Meghan are being put down in segments of Hollywood, with even this being an actual title: Celebrities Distancing from Prince Harry and Meghan. No one wants the drama, in quotes. So what I have been seeing is a lot of narrative that Harry and Meghan have, quote, failed in their path in the entertainment industry. But we have a report here that has totally upended the gossip and headlines that you have been seeing. So here, once again, people.com. So the article says, Prince Harry and Meghan's partnership with Netflix has no end in sight. Following news of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex parting ways with Spotify, a Netflix spokesperson said they have, quote, several projects in the works with the couple's Archwell Productions. So a Netflix spokesperson told People, quote, we value our partnership with Archwell Productions, end quote. And they went on to say, quote, Harry and Meghan was Netflix's biggest documentary debut ever, and we will continue to work together on a number of projects, including the upcoming documentary series Heart of Invictus, end quote. So the article goes on to talk about how Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan stepped back from their royal roles and moved to Meghan's home in the state of California in 2020, and they signed a multi-year deal with Netflix. In December 2022, their show, Harry and Meghan, provided a look at their love story as well as their lives as members of the British royal family and their decision to leave the UK. The show garnered the biggest documentary debut week in the history of Netflix. And of course, those numbers were quite astounding. They broke all types of records. They were number one in so many territories. So even from a business perspective, that is a win. And the numbers never lie. In fact, the first 3 episodes of Harry and Meghan logged 81.55 million viewing hours after its debut on Thursday. And Netflix also reported that 28 million households watched at least part of the series. And Netflix released their global top 10, a weekly top 10 list of the most watched TV shows and films. And Harry and Meghan had taken the second spot after only 3 of the episodes had been released. So talk about the numbers never lie. People tuned in and watched, those who love them. Even the hate watchers, they don't actually get that part that a click is a click. Them engaging with any of Harry and Meghan's content shows a level of interest. So that's Netflix basically saying Harry and Meghan as a brand are quite successful and interesting. And for those, by the way, who keep on saying that Harry and Meghan profit off of the fact that they are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, what does that tell you that their show was titled only Harry and Meghan, end quote? So as I said before, the numbers are concrete and Netflix is here standing by the Sussexes. So by the way, let's highlight the Heart of Invictus that was announced. It's going to follow athletes of Invictus Games, the games that is for service personnel as they prepare for the 2020 Invictus Games in The Hague, Netherlands, which was postponed to April 2022 because of the pandemic. And as we know, Prince Harry and Meghan were spotted with cameras tailing them at the Invictus Games last year. And I do think that it is a type of forecast that we will be getting a lot more of this couple on screen. Let's face it, they are the big draw, not their titles, just who they are. They have quite a compelling love story, and it's quite gripping to a lot of people to just tune in and see what they're up to. So in January, the streaming service wrote on Twitter, quote, "This new show from Archwell Productions follows a group of extraordinary competitors from around the globe, all service members who have suffered life-changing injuries or illnesses on their road to competing at the Invictus Games," end quote. So who will be there? Who will tune in for that? Show your support for that by thumbsing up this video and sharing in the comment section that you will be tuning in for the Heart of Invictus. And this is where I'll interject and say that as Harry and Meghan continue to put out content with Netflix, the numbers will continue to matter. So I will encourage those of you who say you do love this couple to tune in for Heart of Invictus, because it will be for the streaming service a way to gauge the interest of the projects that the Sussexes work on. So I will once again implore you all, when that show debuts, on day one, tune in, watch, tell your friends, share it on social media. Let's get it trending. I think it's also quite a worthy cause to see these inspirational men and women on this journey. So once again, kindly, let's make those numbers count. So let's continue to root for this couple. As they've said here, it's interesting that they have several projects in the works with Netflix. And I, for one, have given so many suggestions on this channel on topics that Harry and Meghan can cover that are close to their hearts, whether it's in documentary format or even they can be behind the camera as well. And I've talked about Prince Harry's passion for conservation and how that can be a powerful force when it's combined with a production team. So that's also an avenue for him to pursue. And I've asked a couple of you, how many of you would hypothetically watch a show where either Prince Harry or Meghan are on location on the continent in Africa, which of course Prince Harry also counts as a second home to him as well. So how many of you indeed would follow them on a journey on the front line in some conservation project? Because I think that's gold for any streaming service, especially now in their partnership with Netflix. How many of you would watch them on location? So as we know, Prince Harry has worked with African Parks since 2016, and that is an NGO. And the mission is to protect Africa's national parks and advance wildlife conservation in Africa and around the world. So it's not just an Africa thing. I personally would love to see him on some project on the ground. And just by the way, last year, I think the Duke of Sussex traveled to Mozambique and Rwanda as president of African Parks, and he was able to get so much work done. It was such a marvelous report on what they did. And according to reports, the government of Rwanda has agreements with African Parks to manage Akagera and Nyungwe national parks. And that's something that he can be hands-on on the ground, working to manage and protect those precious species on the continent and, as I said, all around the world. So that's just an idea there. And Meghan, of course, can also do some work on the ground, because it's been well documented even before she became a duchess that, you know, she traveled to Rwanda after becoming World Vision Ambassador in 2016, and she was involved in a project that brought clean water to a community there. So as I said, there's a lot for this couple to do in working with people, with the environment, and there's just so much to do. So share your suggestions as well on more content that they can weave their passions into as they're looking to produce more shows with Netflix. So there's a lot to do, and Netflix values this couple. So this is just, I know, one of those moments where it is interesting to see those who truly, in their narrative and in the coverage of what has been happening with the Sussexes, you seem to see this thread where they would like to see Harry and Meghan fail and somehow go back to the UK. Even someone saying tail between legs, speaking of Harry. And I think those types of people need to get back to the foundation of knowing that Harry chose his wife. Harry loves his wife. They are a team. There is no one dragging anyone along. And as much as the royal family and royal commentators are starting to acknowledge the benefits of having the Sussexes in their midst as senior working royal members, I don't know if a few of you have noticed this string of headlines as well, where they are starting to talk about some type of reconciliation, and some commentators actually admitting to the fact that there is a thinning of the ranks amongst those who are, senior working members. And they're starting to acknowledge that, yeah, perhaps Prince Harry and Meghan should have stayed in the fold. And I have promised that video, I will put it out. But as much as we've been seeing that type of acknowledgement that Harry and Meghan would be beneficial to the royal family, on the flip side, we cannot have some people in that camp wanting Harry and Meghan to fail in order for them to come back. So there is an interesting video, as I've said before. I will post it on that, and it is coming soon. So click that notification bell for when that video drops. So there will be a new type of intentionality as the Sussexes move forward in, their production with Netflix and other collaborations that they will have. We're looking forward to seeing whether they might have even endorsement deals in the future, because let's face it, as I said, they are quite the compelling couple. So share your thoughts on this news from Netflix basically doubling down on their relationship with Harry and Meghan. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. As always, before we log off, a special thank you to those who support this channel financially. To my Patreon, PayPal, and membership supporters, I would like to say thank you. And I'd like to shout out a couple of you here by name. A special thank you to you, Anna M. Jackson. Thank you so much for the love and consistent support that you've given this channel. I love you and God bless. Thank you as well to Betty Wright, a very long-time supporter of this channel. Thank you, and I love and appreciate you for all that you have done in supporting my work. Thank you as well to Connie Balmer. Thank you for your love, your generosity, and your kindness. It truly means so much. And a special shout out right now to you, Norma Brown. As I've said, one of the first supporters of this channel. You go above and beyond in your tremendous support for my work here. I truly do appreciate you, and I pray for God to bless you exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or think. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel. Leave your thoughts on this below, as well as your suggestions for what kind of content you would love to see from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you liked this one, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. I'd love to see you here again, and click that notification bell to let you know of any new upload. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and keep it here for more. And if you want to watch more videos, click the links in the cards and at the end screen, and I will see you there. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.